Hey guys, this is Bennma. Hey guys, this is Bennma, the time traveler who is stuck in a timeline called YouTube. And welcome back to Narcissus. Let's continue. This is chapter 7. Let me make sure. Um, it doesn't say. Chapter 7, yeah. Let's just go down. Slowly, the setting sun dyed everything orange. A deserted beach, a strong cold wind swaying a pine grove. Driving the car out into that beach, I turned the driver's seat over to the girl. Oh, right now we're gonna teach her. All right, the clutch. Can your feet reach it?
大丈夫
Okay. Then next, shift the gear from neutral to second.
知ってるわよ
Alright, fine. Then do what you want.
分かった
The girl with her short belt stretched her foot out as far as she could. That's so cute. Anyway, stretch her foot out as far as she could while gripping the wheel with a serious expression. Aww. Leaning out of the passenger seat, I spoke up. That's great. After that, slowly release the clutch. And then, looking obviously nervous. As expected, the grinding noise was phenomenal. Look, you need to the clutch more quietly. Her words said so, but of course, it wasn't something one got skillfully right away. Oh my god, I can't speak. I mean, I can't read both. The girl tried her best, chewing on her lip a bit, a bit in concentration. Exactly because she would normally show no emotion. Her figure seemed charming to me. Aww. Hey, I'm about to start feeling sick.
分かってるわよ
With the muffler slightly broken, the silver cove was noisy. On the deserted beach, it was as if a howling voice was reverberating, 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 reverberating. That's English. When the sun sunset had What's wrong with me? Okay, serious, focus. Put glasses on. Tikish. Ready to go. When the sun sunset had changed into the night sky, and the flattering sea breeze completely changed to being a land breeze. At some point, the face of a large moon hunting in the sky. For the most part, it seemed you've gotten used to it. Along with that reply, she even shifted into third. Totally used to the clutch now, she was driving around the narrow beach. If that's the case, you could get a license without going to the training center, no?
そうなの
Well, I don't have much credibility, but, well, there's no but. It's the words of someone who just got their license after all. By now, there was no meaning for us to get a license. Both of us knew that. We had maps, we had medicine. The muffler was a bit broken, not loud. But we even had a a silver scope. Okay, but we had no time, had no future. It was exactly because we knew that I feel it was all the more trying. Well then, instead I'll give you mine. As I spoke, I took out my own license from my pocket. This was originally the license that had lost its debut. To me, the proof of the ordinary world that I should have already lost. Here, in place of your diploma.
もらっても使う時間なさそうよ。
Well, don't hold back. I'm more or less the same way after all. The seventh floor that no one had ever escaped, the high ceiling, windows that could open only 15 centimeters, the white vinyl bracelets, were the third time as the last, the girl in her second, I in my first. So here, congratulations on graduation.
ありがとう。
With a small nod, the girl accepted my license. With that, she was also licensed. Not only copes, but sedans, even convertibles. She should be able to drive anything that she liked. Surely, she should be able to go to any place that she liked. After that, we drove a bit more. We arrived at our destination, the place where the photos could be seen. It was supposed to be a tourist spot, but perhaps this was a bit away from the area, or perhaps it was the night. No one was inside. Within the perfect darkness of night, we were waiting for the dawn in the dim car interior.
明かりつけないの？
The battery seems about dead.
そうだね。
Inside the car, with even the engine off, only the dim lights from the dashboards faintly illuminated our profiles. In the tight space of the car, where sound and light faded away, we exchanged very few words, as if we waited for sunrise. And the lump of laundry that had been tossed to the rear seat, the thick jeans, the sweatshirt, and sweatshirts and towels. We took a number of those and wrapped them around our bodies in place of blankets. Aren't you cold? Well, you can come a little closer, you know. Look, don't hold back. Come here. Speaking to the girl shivering from the cold in the passenger seat, I pointed to my lap. I'm sure that it would be warmer here.
別に私は平気よ。
As the girl spoke, her body was shivering. Even inside the car, our breath misted. And it was obviously she was putting on a brave
それ
face.
ともあなたが寒いから来てほしいの？
Well, that's fine too.
じゃあわかった。
Then slowly she came over to my side, hesitant. Okay, hesitantly, he's crawled in my curled in my lap. Well, it's a bit warmer, isn't it? The windshield was fogged totally white from the cold outside. With that white and dark outside, nothing could be seen outside. But soon the sun would rise. Surely at that time, a field of white flowers would spread out. The night was quickly fading, and the rising sun was turning the darkness from a faint purple to a pale white. Then, with the dawn, white flowers spread before our eyes. In that place that had been only black up until now, white flowers appeared. The two of us couldn't help but get out of the car and gaze at the scene. Amazing. Spread before us countless daffodils. The morning dew caught the morning sun, further enhancing the bright whiteness of the prominent. Oh my goodness, okay. Just calm down because I'm getting dizzy. I'm still not feeling well. I have the worst body. I get sick all the time. If not all the time. Sometimes I just get better and some other times I get worse. Am I actually the main character? Am I dying soon? That would be an interesting story. Anyway, further enhancing the bright whiteness of the prominent flowers, one could believe that it was a carpet that stretched to the sea. And in that we exchanged words, our breaths shining the same way. Since that day, the boring television showed the flowers. We had come to this place. Even though we had no purpose, we managed to come all the way here. These flowers, I can think of them as being the same.
厳密に言っても同じ。
I see, that's good. I didn't know the difference between kinds. But that day, the television showed a scene of unbroken uniform beauty. Anyway, compared to that, the flowers before our eyes differed in size as well as how much they bloomed. But without a doubt, they were here.
綺麗。
Indeed. Vague, dual, ordinary, but always cold and merciless to everyone. Reality. In a world filled with only things that couldn't be seen, a world filled with things, or even if you stretched out your hands, you couldn't touch. Right now, something that could definitely be touched was before our eyes. Some fragments of those unseen somethings were scattered about. January 31st, Awashishima. Rain continued to fall from the solid white January sky. Since then, 2 days have passed, and the whole time we were still in this place. We couldn't go. Hey, are you alright?
多分
Her health had taken a turn for the worse. With her lying stretched out in the passenger seat, we barely moved the car and had remained stopped here. She was taking her medicine, but perhaps they weren't effective. Her bad state of health remained constant. However, we were people from the 7th floor. From her original condition, for a girl who was in her second time to end up like this wasn't too surprising. Say, do you want to go back?
あなた帰りたいの
Just a little bit.
7回それとも家
That's... I didn't know. What I had known was that sooner or later this would happen, and of course, I myself was not too far from it. However, being able to only watch nearby, unable to do anything, was painful. Oh no. February 2nd. The rain didn't seem like it wanted to stop, and continued falling from the dark night sky. Beyond the windows of the parked car, the shining white daffodils would faintly sway. Say, this is... As I spoke... Oh god. Oh fuck. Okay, I'm fine. I'm good. Let's go. As I spoke, I pointed at the white flowers beyond the windshield. These were narcissus, weren't they? The daffodils.
ナルシスがごきげんよ
Narcissus? That was a word that I remembered hearing before. Until now, I had thought that it had been a familiar word, but... You mean the Narcissus where Narcissus came from?
もともとが神話だからいろんな説があるんだけどね
And then the girl started to slowly explain, as I wore an admiring expression on my face.
誰からも愛されるナルシス妖精のエコーもそんな彼が好きな一人だったのでもエコーは相手と同じ言葉しか話せない
Nothing but the same words?
そうだからナルシスに先に彼の口から愛してるって言ってもらわないとエコーは自分の気持ちを伝えることができないの
In a lonely and sad voice, the girl continued to speak. I felt that her gaze, like before, looking at some place much further away.
でもそんなこと絶対にありえないどんなに夢見て憧れても決して叶うことのないエコーの願い最後にはナルシスに呪いをかけてしまうの
That was, the famous fallen in love with his own image reflected in the pool?
そして自分の姿を見続けたナルシスはいつしか綺麗な花へと姿を変えてしまうの。それがこの花、ナルキッソスの語源よ。
ほうほうほうほうほう。That's really interesting. When the story came to an end, she lightly took a breath. I had been listening and also felt desolate. Echo, who bore a yearning for something that could never be reached. It felt as if it were just like us now. And then, what happened to
な
Echo?
いわ。呪いをかけるときに消えちゃったから。
Oh, that's sad. Disappeared. Then, wasn't there no meaning behind it? To go so far as to place a curse, but to get nothing from it. In the end, it just made Narcissus unhappy
ど
also.
うかした？
No, but you're different, aren't you? Well, before, didn't you ask me whether I cursed my own fate, which I couldn't do anything about?
私は諦めているから。時間の止まった私。
Numerous seasons, wide overcast skies, passed without even the need to exchange words with anyone.
いつから私は一人なのだろうか。目を閉じても世界は消えない。
Even if I stopped my ears, the sound of the rain wouldn't stop. I knew that. Neither the bikini swimsuit, the emerald sea, nor the happily smiling photo. I didn't really think I was envious. In the world of my closed eyes, even without maps or a car, I could go anywhere. Even if I wasn't being warned by the large scar on my chest, even if this reality were Narcissus and I were Echo.
決して憧れない。呪わない。
Even when I was supposed to have decided that, my heart right now swayed. The time that was supposed to have stopped tried to move. Even though if it did so now, very soon it would end.
傷は深ければ深いほどそれに比例して治るのも時間がかかるだし、それならば長い時間をかけてゆっくり離れてしまうともう取り返しがつかないのだろうか。じゃあ22年も生きた私はどうなるのだろう。
Hey, are you alright? Before dawn, stretched my hand out to the passenger seat. I stroked her back. Since then, another 2 days had passed, and the medicine that had been losing effectiveness had run out. But it was better than doing nothing. Thinking that, I reached out for the car keys, planning on going to a pharmacy. Then, as I was about to switch on the engine, the ignition, I was stopped by a weak voice. But at this rate, you.
どうせもう聞かない。
That may be so, but. Fuck. Oh no. Certainly, it was like the girl said. Most likely, with the same medicine, there wouldn't be any effect. But even knowing that, it was painful for me to sit still, unable to do anything. Then, well, let's go somewhere else.
別の場所。
Yeah, somewhere other than this lonely place. Okay, let's decide on our next destination. Come on, anything will do. Be the navigator again. I was speaking in a bright tone of voice that even I thought was laughable. Facing that profile, looking far away, I continued to speak cheerfully, alone. I knew that doing this was useless. At most, how 2 days before the end would turn on to 3. Even I knew it was on that level. Come on, say something. There is some place, isn't it?
別に
I know. Don't you like cars? You want to go on the expressways again?
別に
Then, well, let's go to buy some new clothes. You want them, don't you?
別に
With those final words, once again, the girl looked out the window, not looking at Narcissus that spread before her, but like before, looking off somewhere far away. That pouting, embarrassed face she would sometimes show. She wouldn't show it to me anymore. Why are you like that? Always, just with not particularly. Just being a little bit forward facing. What's wrong with that? Before I knew it, I raised my voice. For some reason, I was sad. Even though I was supposed to be unable to have any real reality, my heart ached. The interior of the car returned to silence. Outside of the window were the flowers of January, the photos, narcissus. In the dark before dawn, their whiteness gently swayed. Further than the flowers, much further, the girl continued gazing. Only the faint sound of wave-hilled sway in this place.
前向きになんて
Inside the car, suddenly she spoke
憧
up.
れて懸命になって頑張っていつか報われるのならいいけどでも叶わなかった時にはどうすればいいのその時に無理だったねって笑って言えるほど強くないわよ
The girl who had eyes that always looked far away was looking straight at me from the passenger seat.
私にできることは最初から諦めて何も望まずにいてやっぱり無理だったと冷めた目で自分を見ることしかできないのよ
For the first time, the girl cried. Even though she almost never showed any emotion, her small shoulders shook and her tears
あ
flowed.
の時頑張っていたらも くしかないのよ。最初から無理だと分かっているんだから、それぐらいいいじゃないの。
I looked at the dark sky beyond the windshield. The sky before the dawn even showed the face of the moon. I could only hear the occasional sound of waves, the girl's sobbing voice. The girl might feel the way she was the same as Echo, unable to return anything but the same words. From herself, she could say nothing, hope for nothing, see nothing, could do nothing but give up. So for this girl, refusing both the seventh floor and home was perhaps her first and last act of defiance. Fucking balls. I guess this is going to be the last chapter, huh? It's going to be Shiraishi construction. Oh my fucking. Anyway, so this was Narcissus, chapter 7. See you on chapter 8. Bye, guys.